going to tell you right up front, this is going to be a little bit of a long answer, but I promise you it is worth it. This is a history lesson with some brutal honesty, and I know what I'm talking about. I have a bachelor's in history, I have a master's in anthropology, I've done archaeology and historical work all across the Southeast. All right, and I speak the language of white supremacy. Here we go. Prior to the Emancipation Proclamation, white people didn't feel towards black people the same way that they do now. It wasn't what I would categorize as hatred as much as it was ambivalence. The type of ambivalence that you might feel towards an animal. Maybe not some of you, but think of a farmer, how he might feel towards the cattle that he is castrating and branding. Is that hatred? It's ambivalence. And the person next to him who may not even be a farmer, why would he feel hatred towards the farmer's cattle? You got to remember, black people in this country were viewed as livestock. They were viewed as property. They were not treated or viewed as human in any sense. No right to vote, no right to own property, couldn't read and write, branded, bred, skinned, sometimes eaten. But that ambivalence isn't enough of a motivator to get people to take up arms and go fight and die for a cause that is simply the cause of keeping black people enslaved. And I don't care what anybody fucking says, that is exactly what the states were fighting for the right to do. And it wasn't the states, it was the plantation owners. That's who's in power. The plantation owners were telling the states, the representatives, what to do. And in order to sell this to the public so they could raise an army, they needed to incite fear and hatred in an undereducated and impoverished white community in the South. And so they used preachers, just like they do now, to sell this to the public. They sold them fear, because who better to give you a devil to hate than a Christian preacher? And so we have documented examples of this. Preachers across the South preaching to congregations that if black people were freed, they would rise up and revolt. They would burn down all the cities in the South. They would kill white people and grape white women. And when given a devil to fear, ignorant, undereducated, poor white people will latch on to it. They will not only go and fight and die for that cause, they will pay you for the information. They will tithe the preacher, then go home, put on their boots, grab their rifle, and go out and die so that a plantation owner can continue to have free labor. That's how stupid my ancestors were. That's how stupid white people's ancestors were that fought in the Confederacy.